Trail cams are the absolute game changers for hunters. They provide a sneak peek into the wild and allow hunters to identify the direction of animals. But there's more to that. These machines track all activities in the wild when you're away, including footage no one was supposed to see. This video shows 15 of those rare instances captured on trail cams. Number 1. Naughty bear. If you live near a wildlife reserve, you better be prepared for some occasional visits from wild animals. This bear wanted a meal by all means. It didn't matter that it was intruding into someone's territory. It must have sensed that there was an easy meal here, and he came for the animal, crept into the compound quietly, and scanned the environment before moving slowly to the chicken coop and gradually started biting off the wood until it was tired. At that pace, it knew it wasn't making any headway. Therefore, it became more aggressive. It was then that the occupant noticed what was happening and raised the alarm. The bear knew it wouldn't be in trouble if it stayed any longer, so it took off. Number 2. Racket raccoons slipping through the fence. You see, farmers often build fences to protect their plants and animals from intruders. Unfortunately, these fences fail in their primary assignment when wild animals get wind of the plant to seal them off of a potential food source. They make alternative arrangements to get in. Well, they can't find another route. They're left with no other option but to tear down the barricades. And as we see this raccoon here squeezing its body between a fence and the ground to get to the other side, we can't say why it's so desperate to cross to that side, but you can guess that it has something to do with food. Why would you go through this struggle for fun? Oh yeah, there was caught red-handed farmer is going to be heartbroken when they return to the farm the next day. Raccoons eaten up the fruits and veggies. Number 3. Grim Reaper. Now we've all heard stories of the Grim Reaper, dreading the day that we're going to meet them. You're not alone. This person who set up the camera heard stories of something like that terrorizing the area, so he wanted to see things for himself. He knew it was 33 best to stay far away from it while getting the clearest shot. Now this mythical character is often depicted as wearing a cloak and carrying a cipher which it uses to extract souls. It's unclear if this image is related to the Grim Reaper, but we can't help but acknowledge the similarities. Is the random stranger posing as Mr. Grimm, or is this a prank gone too far? Please tell us what you think. Number 4. Weird human or ghost. If your friend notices you have a trail cam installed in the forest, they may want to play with your emotions. One such way is dressing like a ghost to fool you. When you retrieve the video the following day, it looks too real to be ignored. While this may be the case with this footage, there could be some truth in it. When this hunter set up this trail cam, he hoped to find new animals and what they did when no one was watching. But he got more than expected. He found a bizarre human in front of that camera. Whether it's real or a costume is left up to you to decide. On the flip side, how jobless can this person be to go out into the woods at night just to frighten his friend? There's more to this prank than meets the eye. Number 5. A bucket on the head. The IRS live in the wild and are one of the world's most majestic animals. However, they get into trouble sometimes with no one to rescue. While playing with his bucket abandoned in the wild, this deer put his head in it. He forgot for a second that he had no partner to help them remove it. Apparently, a trail cam is the only evidence that showed it happened. It captured the poor animal struggling for its life while carrying the burden around. The deer hoped a hunter would pass by and rescue him from this misery. Who knows how long it carried that bucket before help actually came. Number 6. Turkey Gang. A hunter can defeat a single line, and if he wants but would flop if they come in a group. Even the weakest animal is strong when it recruits other comrades. Turkeys aren't so friendly. A single one can frighten and deter you from approaching, let alone a group an angry one at bat. A trail camera was positioned strategically to capture a group of turkeys. These turkeys look pretty scary, frightening just about anyone. I don't even think the most fearless hunter would want to mess with this group. You can tell they're ready to strike at the slightest provocation. Thankfully, no one was around them. They probably continue their journey after saying hi to the camera. Number 7. Natural relief. Sometimes nature calls at odd places and we must respond. The urge becomes so intense that you don't care if there's a camera. This is what happens to this elephant when nature called. It didn't care that a trail cam glared at it from a tree. It stops for a second to let out this waste from her body. She walked away afterwards as if nothing happened. Animals may get away with this, but as humans not so much, so a quick warning. Always check for cameras because you never know who's watching. Number 8. Moose. If you don't know much about the moose, you probably think this one got into trouble and is bleeding. Well, it kind of looks like that, but it's far from it. This moose neither got into a fight nor headbutted a gigantic tree. It's just growing bloody antlers called velvet. Its bloody thing is a soft, smooth skin called velvet covering the antlers. It usually sheds the velvet by August or September yearly. When this happens, the structure beneath hardens to bone, and at the end of the season, it shakes off the outer layers. Newbies often mistake this bloody period for something else. The most is fine, but going through a critical phase. Number 9. Bird intimidating deer. Animals are either the prey or the predator depending on the situation. However, smaller animals are generally prey to larger ones. In this case, you don't expect a deer to be scared of a tiny bird. I mean, he could just step on it and crashing. This trail cam shows something different. Why on earth would this deer flee at the sight of this bird? What went wrong? While birds are generally gentle, they may become aggressive when triggered. What could this deer have done to deserve this animal spreading its massive wings and going after it? These questions beg urgent answers. Number 10. Bear selfies. Wild animals are as busy as humans in their habitat. They're either hunting or caring for their young. They're sometimes so engrossed in these tasks that they ignore spy cameras. It's worse with bears, beavers, and deer because they never acknowledge the camera. This animal seemed different though, when it stumbled upon this wildlife cam installed on this acre of open space. It was curious and drew closer. It's kind of too close, like someone begging for a selfie. The camera enthusiast got us thinking about how cute and cuddly some animals are, and you can't help but appreciate nature's beauty in this bear. Number 11. Bear looting a camper's food supply. Animals also unite in impunity. They gather to steal or hurt us humans. While this bear lifts his partner up to scavenge for food, another sneaks out to where a camper stored that food. He tied it up high in a tree where he felt the wild animals wouldn't reach it. Unfortunately, he didn't know that bears were pretty clever. It didn't take the animal a minute to figure out ways to devour that food. He pulled the rope holding the food, and the rest is history. Showing down to his satisfaction. I can imagine how he felt seeing how this animal outsmarted on. Number 12. Unusual pair. Rabbit and carrots, chick macaroni, and cheese double check. But a coyote and badger no check. These animals are unlikely to pair, making us wonder what business they had together. If this trail cam didn't capture him near Gilroy, California in 2020, no one would have believed it. The video shows the coyote jumping in the air and excitement at the sight of the badger. It waits for the slow-moving badger to approach it before the duo sets off together into the tunnel. Scientists from Peninsula Open Space Trust say hunting together benefits both species as they have a common prey, ground squirrels. Number 13. Swing away. There's a reason why we have playground swings for kids and adults. After a hectic day, you sit and swing slowly to relax those nerves. Apparently, animals also enjoy this luxury, despite not having unique swings made for him. Mother Nature makes provisions for a replacement. That's precisely what this mountain lion used when captured on trail cam. She was initially startled when it began to sway, but seeing that it worked, she got excited. They continued to move it in a rhythmic direction like a new toy. Just look at her. She's so excited, having the time of her life. Number 14. Deer tongues out. Children stick out their tongues when playing. Adults do sarcastically or unconsciously. But do we expect animals to do that? Certainly not. These creatures shock us daily, but this deer opened a new challenge. The playful animal was spotted on camera sticking out its tongue in defiance of whoever placed that device in their neighborhood. Maybe he feels it's an intrusion and warns the cameras should be removed. I don't blame them though. Raise your hand if you want someone spying on you in your home. Come on. Number 15. Deer playing basketball. Those balls aren't just for us humans. Our animal counterparts wish they had the freedom and flexibility to do what we do. This animal may have been an NBA All-Star in his previous life, but reincarnated as a deer. If that's not the case, how is he handling that ball so well? Unfortunately, his fun game got cut short when that ball got stuck in its antlers. It stood there confused, hoping some help would come its way. Thank you so much for watching the video. Do like and share with your friends. Stay tuned for more amazing content like this. Thank you once again.